Yeah. Okay.
Are you using the video in the presentation, or?
Yeah. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So can you tell me about the build-up to you being referred and what caused it?
Let's see. The first time I was referred for, I think, giving the teacher the bird, flipping a teacher off. And yeah, but I was generally, like, I had a huge behavioral file. I was like a class clown. I lived to disrupt the educational process, so they put me in there for like a week. My first time.
What was the environment like at the unit?
Well, basically, the room was a small, nondescript room that was actually part of where they would store the textbooks. And inside the room, they had desks that were all facing the wall and all had dividers. And so all the students would sit in the desk facing the wall, and no one could see each other because of the dividers, And it was a very quiet, sterile environment.
Okay, what was your experience like there? Like, how did you personally feel about it?
Well, at the time, it was kind of like a badge of honor for me, actually. I really, well, first off, I enjoyed not being in all my classes, for one thing. The only thing that really sucked was that when you were sitting in this room, you're not allowed to talk at all. If you talk out of turn, then I guess they would put you in the alternative school, whatever. But this was inside the school, So you couldn't talk at all. You had to be escorted to the bathrooms. You had to be escorted to lunch. Basically, they would go to all the teachers, and the teachers would just provide just giant packets of busy work to do, worksheets and all that. So you would do all your classwork in the thing all by yourself, and it's supposed to be all quiet, And yeah, I mean, basically my experience of it was, after a week it got really old, but it was kind of like a badge of honor.
Did you notice anything in particular about the kind of students that were sent there? Like, were there any racial disparities or gendered disparities?
Well, when I was in there, I didn't see any. I don't recall there being any white kids in there, and I recall them all being boys. I recall them all being black and Hispanic, if I can remember accurately. But I know white kids would be sent to AEP too, though.
Okay, do you think it helped your behavior?
Not really. I mean, I continued to be a class clown after that, and to do I went back to AEP after that for a few other times. No, that didn't change my behavior at all, really. If anything, it kind of just reinforced this idea that the school was like an antagonist to me,
And what's your personal opinion of that form of punishment? Do you think it's effective? Do you think it's too harsh?
Oh, I don't think it's that effective at all. I don't think putting kids in isolation like that and making them do busy work all day, if anything, it just kills their desire to be a student, because those packets of worksheets, which is soul crushing, and it doesn't reinforce positive behavior at all. It just punishes behavior, and I don't think it's very effective at all. I think it just kind of gets kids into this cycle, of not learning a lot, not being very not participating a lot in their education, and then it feeds into their cycle of resentment and antagonism towards the school, which of course leads to bigger behavioral problems. So I think it's just a continuous cycle. It has no form of intervention or any kind of remedy. It's purely punitive.
Thank you.